3 former Michigan Youth Center staff members, which is a long term, are charged in the death of a black teenager who was restrained after he threw a sandwich inside of an eating area, and these people have been arraigned. So they ended up restraining him and ended up causing his death because he was misbehaving and he threw food. So, to give everybody a quick synopsis, this kid was breaking the rules. He threw a sandwich and he ended up getting choked out to death just behind throwing a sandwich. That sounds hella egregious, does it not? That sounds like, what the hell is going on? That's what he died from. He threw a sandwich and they choked him to death. Yes. So you got to hear the story. Here we go. Michael Mosley of Battle Creek and Heather McLogan of Kalamazoo turned themselves in Wednesday to the authorities and appeared in Kalamazoo County District Court on involuntary manslaughter and second-degree child abuse charges. A third former employee of Lakeside Academy of Kalamazoo by the name of Zachary Solis of Lansing was arraigned Tuesday after he turned himself in. Now, they were charged last week in the May 1st death of 16-year-old Cornelius Fredericks. And let me get Cornelius's face on my screen so you guys can see exactly who I'm talking about. These are the 3 individuals right here. And I want y'all to notice that of the 3 people, one is a female and one is a black man. And I want to make sure that we reiterate the fact that there was a black man involved for those who think this was a racist event. Okay? Now, let me see if I can get that young man's face up on my screen, because I have a lot of screenshots and pictures. Let me see if I can scroll through real quick. Right here. Here he is. That is 16-year-old Cornelius Fredericks. 2 days after he lost consciousness, they were charged last week on May the 1st for his death. Authorities have said Fredericks went into cardiac arrest on April the 29th while being restrained. He was hospitalized, but he died 2 days later. His manner and cause of death was listed as a homicide. Very important. An investigation heard how Fredericks, has been slammed and thrown to the floor in a significantly disproportionate response to him throwing food. The youngster's family said that he screamed, "I can't breathe," as staff members placed their weight on his chest for nearly 10 minutes. Okay. There's so much to unpack here. And let me tell you guys this. This sounds exactly like Eric Garner. This sounds exactly like George Floyd. This sounds so much like these stories that it's just absolutely ridiculous. And I'm not the type of person to sit there to believe that authority figures are all bad. They all do this type of thing and they all want to see black men dead. I don't believe that for a moment. But what I am saying is that if you know that these cases and these type of things and these type of choking actions and behaviors is causing people to die, then how is it that we continue, like you see how quickly the world got into an uproar over these deaths. Like they're rioting all over the place. They're protesting all over the place. And then these people turn around and do this type of thing. 10 minutes. I don't care how bad a child makes you as far as if you make them mad. And here's what I want people, well, I got to tell you more of the story to get you to understand how he even ended up at this place and potentially why I guess they felt the need to use this so-called extra amount of force. And even though I don't think it's valid, okay? Now, A doctor who performed the autopsy said that Fredericks had been restrained on the ground, resulting in asphyxia. Asphyxia. Can't pronounce that word. Now let me get, that picture just really bothers the hell out of me. I really want to skip past that picture. Let me see. Right here. Michael Mosley, who was 47 years old, Zachary Salas, who was 28 years old, and Heather McLogan, who was 48 years old. So Heather is in the middle, and I think Zachary is on the left, and I think Michael Mosley is on the right. I don't know for a fact. I'll have to bring their pictures up here in a minute. Let me see if I can find the one that has their names on it. Let me see. Right here. Here we go. So Michael Mosley on the left and Zachary. Okay, so yeah, I did have that right. So this is Michael Mosley. Zachary Salas is in the middle, and then Heather McLogan was on the far right. And they are accused of restraining Fredericks in a grossly negligent manner, Kalamazoo County Prosecutor Jeff Gettings said last week while announcing the charges. That's against the two men. Now, the woman, Heather, is accused of gross negligence for allegedly failing to seek medical care for the teen in a timely manner. Now, let me see. Each was released on bond pending probable cause conferences later this month. She has no criminal history whatsoever, defense attorney Anastasia Marcoux said of his client McLogan during her arraignment. Silas was overly charged and only doing what he was told to do by his superiors, his attorney Donald Sopanos told the News on Tuesday. Attorney Kiana Garrity, who represents Mosley, told the News in a statement that Mosley was following Lakeside Academy protocol. Prosecutor Jeff Gettings called Fredericks' death a tragedy beyond description. Dr. Ted Brown, who performed the autopsy, said that Fredericks had been restrained on the ground and resulted in asphyxia. I get tongue-tied with that word. In my opinion, the complications of him being restrained on the ground in a supine or supine, S-U-P-I-N-E, I don't know how to pronounce it, supine, position by multiple people is ultimately what led to his death. Excuse me. Excuse me. Sorry, I'm still having a little bit of a sore throat, so y'all bear with me. Michigan state authorities found that the staff's actions to push Fredericks out of his seat and initiate a restraint were significantly disproportionate to the behavior of Fredericks throwing bread. Throwing bread is not a demonstration of imminent threat of harm or self or others and did not warrant physical management, investigators said, which I agree. And if y'all want to see that video, let me know, because I have the video. But I'm going to warn you, it's really, really bad. It doesn't show him dying. It doesn't show him supine. Thank you. Okay, thank you, Candy. That's why we got the live chat. Supine. So if y'all want to see the video, let me know. If you do not want to see the video, then you probably should not be here, because I'm going to show the video. That's what everybody's here to see. Let me say thank you to Knowledge Hungry, who just upgraded her channel membership to the 2nd level, and I got to say thank you so much. Investigators also saw footage of the staff with their weight on his chest, abdomen, and legs, making this an unsafe, excessive restraint. The restraint was also allegedly out of line with Fredericks' treatment plan, which called for the staff to speak to his anger management and coping skills. This evidence indicates that the facility staff failed to follow their facility policy to obtain emergency medical care for resident care at the time of and immediately following this incident, the investigation report said. Now, in a civil lawsuit filed last month against Lakeside Academy and Sequel Youth and Family Services, the family said that the teen screamed, "I can't breathe," as staff members placed their weight on his chest for nearly 10 minutes. Fredericks went into cardiac arrest on April the 29th. The excessive use of restraints and the lack of concern for Cornelius' life draw an eerily similar comparison to that of George Floyd's death, according to the lawsuit, which alleges negligence and says Lakeside staff improperly and wrongfully used restraints on Frederick, which is exactly what I said. It is eerily similar to George Floyd and Eric Garner. The lawsuit seeks damages allowed under the Michigan Wrongful Death Act. No financial amount was specified. Can somebody type in hashtag babies for benefits? Let me also give a shout out to Philly Chica, who also upgraded membership. Sister, thank you so much. Definitely appreciate that. Hashtag babies for benefits. And what that means is that a lot of people only use these children for the benefits that they can collect from these kids. And it seems like their life is only worth a paycheck. Here at the AFC, we call that hashtag babies for benefits. It's a hashtag that we own. We started it. Now we are marketing it with our t-shirts, which is in the description box. Babies for benefits. It's a sick cycle and it sucks. It sucks to know that nobody cares about these kids until these kids die. Next thing you know, everybody puts up a damn GoFundMe. Everybody's filing lawsuits. Everybody's rushing to try to get a check. But nobody cared about this boy enough to save his life, to make sure he didn't even get to this point, to make sure he wasn't in this facility, to make sure that he wasn't born into poverty, and to make sure that his mother and father had a stable environment to raise this young man in the first place. Hello? That's right. We talk about all of that. Lakeside Academy, a facility for teenagers with behavioral problems, last month lost its contract with the state of Michigan to care for youth in its state's foster care and juvenile justice systems and its license to operate. I'm going to read that again. Lakeside Academy, a facility for teenagers with behavioral problems. I'm going to read that little in between one more time. A facility for teenagers with behavioral problems. What does that mean, Just Jay, and why are you repeating yourself? The reason I'm repeating myself is because if this is a facility for troubled youth, if this is a facility that is meant to handle these kind of conditions, then why is it that they don't know how to properly deal with these situations? Uh-oh. Think somebody gonna get mad tonight. Is anybody in their feels tonight? Anybody in their feelings out there right now? We only got 442 people in the building, but we only got 213 likes. We need 400 thumbs up. That is our goal. If y'all will click that thumbs up, it'll share the stream and let more people know that we're live. So if you would just take a moment, look down, click that thumbs up, help us out, help me to help you. Click that thumbs up. Thank you guys so much. This facility has a license and is trained, and their job is to handle these kind of situations properly and safely. They should have a high level of standards and a high level of training. Because you know what that means? What that means is that it looks like this facility was only in this thing to be able to get a check, because it sounds like if they're saying, well, we were just following protocol by sitting on his chest for 10 minutes. So you mean to tell me that they trained you to sit on 16-year-old young men, young boys' chest for 10 minutes, and that's a proper way to restrain someone, to restrict their breathing until they pass away from a heart attack or die from asphyxia, die from being choked, die from not being able to breathe any more oxygen because 3 of y'all fat asses are sitting on their chest? So that's the protocol, that's the policy. Because if you listen to what the lawyers claim, the lawyers are literally saying they follow protocol. And they're blaming it on the facility, and the facility has now lost its license. If you ask me, all three of them, the Latin dude, the black dude, and the Latin white woman, whatever the hell mix she is, if you ask me, they are thugs. And those thugs behaved in such a manner that regardless of whether the policy was one way or another, it seems that a common sense person would think that if this is a child, you don't sit on them. Where did this become a discipline? Anywhere. Who started this? Does anybody want to tell me? Did y'all get sat on when y'all were children? Did your mother or your father or your grandmother or one of your fat ass aunties decide to sit they fat ass on you when you were a child, when you were a baby, as punishment? And they put their big stinky bottom on top of your chest and sit on you so you can't breathe as punishment, as discipline? Who does that? These people, look at these freaking idiots, the three stooges. 47 years old, 48 years old, and 28 years old. 47, 48, 28. Looks like like they're giving out the measurements of that woman, but I digress. 47, 28, 48. Their ages should tell you that they have had plenty enough time to learn some common damn sense and realize that that's not the way that you behave. You don't restrain any human being that way. You don't restrain anybody like that. That's just dumb. But let me tell you guys this. Why did this 16-year-old boy, again, his name is Cornelius Fredericks, 16 years old. Why is he in this facility? Does anybody want to take a guess at why he's there? Because he is a ward of the state. He ended up at Lakeside because he is a ward of the state. And what that means is that his family did not want to take care of him. No mom, no dad, no auntie, no grandmother, no grandfather, no cousins, no extended family. Nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted him. So here's my question. Can you do a call-in? Yes. I'm willing to do a call-in, but this is going to be kind of a long show because I got to show the video. So if you can, once we get through with the video, just remind me if more people want to call in and give their thoughts. So nobody in his family wanted him. He ends up in this facility. And here's the crucial question that I want to ask that's probably going to make a lot of people upset with me. So you might want to hold on to your diapers because I'm getting ready to say something that might not sit well with your sensibilities. Are you ready? Should we care about this teenage boy who was murdered by these three thugs? Should we care about him? Or why should we care about him? Why should we protest? Why should this be a big deal when his own family didn't even think it was a big deal that he was a ward of the state and they didn't come get him out? Oops. Did I just say that? I think I did. Why should we be in such an uproar to get this facility shut down when his own family didn't care enough to make sure that he was not there in the first place? Now, the reason I say that is because guess who's going to turn around and try to collect money off of his death. So you mean to tell me, DJ Just Jay, that the family is probably going to try to sue and get some of the money that they're going to win from his wrongful death lawsuit? Does that sound like a babies for benefits scenario to you? Want to make it a little more egregious? Do y'all think I'm tripping? They do have $1 million lawsuit open right now. Y'all want to make this a little bit worse? How many of y'all want to actually see that there is also there is also a GoFundMe page up? Oh yes, I did my research. Are y'all ready to see this? Y'all should have known. If y'all come to my channel, y'all know that y'all was gonna see some stuff, right? Oh yes. Oh yes. Y'all knew DJ Just Jay was gonna do it. Oh yes. Check this out. Do y'all think I'm tripping about saying that these children are only being born for the benefits that these people can collect from these kids, hashtag babies for benefits, when they currently have a multi-million-dollar lawsuit on that facility right now, and somebody put up a GoFundMe asking for an additional $5,000. Hello? Is this mic working? Can y'all hear me? If y'all can hear me, let me know y'all can hear me. I know we're live right now. If y'all can hear me, let me know if y'all can hear me in the chat. I'm not sure if the people can hear me. I see you, Dark Joker. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yes, Mark, there's a GoFundMe. They're asking for $5,000 for a headstone on top of the multi-million-dollar wrongful death lawsuit by somebody by the name of Candace Powder. It said, I'm trying to raise money to get a headstone for Cornelius. He doesn't have one and needs to be remembered. Oh Lord, she's stupid. She can't even write. Anything would help. He was murdered by foster care workers at the age of 16. He never got a chance to live his life. And you never got a chance to go to school, apparently, because that is not how you write that sentence, Candace Powder. This ignorant broad named Candace Powder has nerve enough to open up a GoFundMe and talking about he didn't get a chance to live life, but she can't even write a proper sentence with proper punctuation or periods. Lord have mercy. Guys, please do not block or time out anybody, please. What did she say? Okay, I don't know why that person was timed out. Please do not hit the timeout. Please stop doing that. Please. Okay? Now, thought I'd show you guys that GoFundMe. Let me go ahead and show you guys the news videos. Let me give you the fair usage, and we'll go from there. So here we go. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. All right, here we go. So, actually, you know what? Let me skip this first video. I'm gonna show you guys the shorter ones. Here we go.
We begin tonight with that gut-wrenching new video at the center of the case of the death of a teenage boy. Good evening, I'm Alan Campbell.
And I'm Glenda Lewis. We do want to warn you, it is disturbing. The video shows the moments leading up to the death of the Detroit teenager who was restrained by staff in a Kalamazoo youth home.
It's now part of a $100 million lawsuit. 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham walks us through the tragedy.
Attorney Jeffrey Feiger says the Kalamazoo County Prosecutor's Office released the footage, not the facility.
They said it's $100 million lawsuit. Wow. My eyes is twitching. I know y'all can't see it, but my eye just twitched just now. Let me ask you guys a question before we even start. Who is that $100 million going to? Who is now going to collect that money from that young man's death? $100 million? Wow, man.
We begin tonight with that gut-wrenching new video at the center of the case of the death of a teenage boy. Good evening, I'm Alan Campbell.
And I'm Glenda Lewis. We do want to warn you, it is disturbing. The video shows the moments leading up to the death of the Detroit teenager who was restrained by staff in a Kalamazoo youth home.
It's now part of a $100 million lawsuit. 7 Action News reporter Darren Cunningham walks us through the tragedy.
Attorney Jeffrey Feiger says the Kalamazoo County Prosecutor's Office released the footage, not the facility, which he says refused to and wanted to settle quietly. Again, you may find this hard to watch. We are not showing you all of it for that reason. It's also important to note that most of the faces are blurred because many are minors and not every staff member involved has been charged. Staff at Lakeside Academy in Kalamazoo tried to sit Cornelius Fredericks upright April 29th, but 16-year-old Cornelius, an orphan from Detroit, isn't able to sit up. He slumps over, lifeless, back to the floor. So what could have led to this?
Children are really powerless and they're voiceless. The kinds of horrors that we've witnessed on this videotape would never be disclosed to us if Cornelius had survived.
Attorney Jeffrey Feiger says the 18-minute clip released from the Kalamazoo County Prosecutor's Office for some unknown reason jumps twice. But towards the beginning of this altercation, Cornelius threw a sandwich at another person. After throwing a second sandwich, staff took him down to the floor, restraining him for at least the next 8 minutes. At one point, there's 7 men holding him down. Feiger, who says Cornelius was also restrained in January, calls it barbaric.
He's not fighting at all because you'll see his shoes are just, and his feet are just lying there. So while these maniacs, and I use that word advisedly because I think that's being kind to maniacs, are killing him for no reason whatsoever.
There's another jump in the video right before the group gets off of Cornelius. From there, it takes at least 2 minutes before anyone tried administering CPR. The medical examiner says the teen went into cardiac arrest after being suffocated. Sadly, Cornelius died 2 days later, the coroner ruling it a homicide.
This is what happens when you turn over, you privatize, and you turn over facilities that really should be much more regulated and overseen.
The state has pulled the license for Lakeside Academy, which is owned by Sequel Youth and Family Services. In a statement to 7 Action News, Sequel says in part, quote, "We continue to mourn the senseless and tragic loss of Cornelius and are aware of the video footage released today. The actions taken by the staff members in that video do not adhere to the Sequel and Lakeside Academy policies and procedures," end quote. 3 people have been charged so far. In Southfield, Darren Cunningham, 7 Action News.
Thank you, Darren. And if you'd like a closer look at what happened and the $100 million lawsuit being brought against the youth home, we have it on our website, WXYZ.com.
The Kalamazoo County Prosecutor's Office said that
I still would like to know who's going to get $100 million. I know there's always going to be people talking about how I'm wrong and they have the right to set up a GoFundMe. But who is going to collect $100 million? Don't tell me it's the family. It better not. Why should the family get anything? Any family members attached to this kid, why should they get any of that money at all? Think about it. None of them cared enough about him to not allow him to be a ward of the state. So they relinquished their responsibility. They relinquished their parental or family blood tie rights to this kid. There is absolutely no way they should get any money. Matter of fact, why should anybody that's not related to the family be able to sue and then collect money? I want y'all to think about that for a moment. Why should an attorney be able to open up a lawsuit on their own, sue the state, and then they collect the money off of that. Doesn't that seem like a conflict of interest? Just a little bit. I could be wrong. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Right here. That 16-year-old Cornelius behaving like a 10-year-old. And what he does is he takes his food and throws it over here into this area at them. All right? Let's take a look. He's got it in his hand. Boom. Threw it. Everybody else is blurred out except for him. So that was the first thing he did. And again, there was no audio. Yes, y'all notice he's sitting by himself. It's probably for a reason. Because he's being an asshole. He's probably bullying them. They're bracing for him to do something stupid. As y'all can see, every time he raises his arm up, they jerk, they move. All right, I'll check my email here in just a second, Fair Play. Thank you. Definitely will check my email. I'm gonna try to let this play out so y'all can see this, okay? They say he has behavioral problems, so this type of thing, throwing food, should be pretty normal for a facility that deals with people and children who have behavioral problems. See, he's got the thing in his hand. Boom, and he throws more stuff. I didn't even notice the staff was at that other table. So they walk over to him. Take his tray away from him. He's still got something in his hand. He's motioning like he wants to throw it. You think they were bullying him? No, he looks like the bully to me. Because every time he raises his head up, they jump like they tried to duck him. It's two of them versus one of him. He's definitely the bully in this situation. And he's a lot bigger than them. If they were bullying him, there's no way that they would let him throw stuff at them and them not do anything back. No way. So I'm just letting this play out so y'all can see it. Get ready, because he's getting ready to throw something else, and that's when they attack him. Just keep your eyes on him. Try to lighten this up a little bit. Everybody else is blurred out. They're talking to him. They should have some audio. I don't know why they don't have any audio. After all this time. Right there. That's where he throw it. Boom. There it is. And he did it again. I'm going to show that again. Watch it again. Boom. Right there. Y'all saw that. Boom. That right there. That. And then that right there. Boom. They killed this boy over that. This staff decided that that boy needed to die over that. That is ridiculous. Let me let y'all see this again. I'll bookmark it. Right there. Look at this. Boom. While he's sitting there on the ground, he picks up something else and throws it. There's absolutely no reason for them to have to restrain that boy like that. Oh, wow. I didn't even notice that. I didn't even notice that. Did y'all notice how the kids went over there and helped move the table? Did y'all notice that? So apparently the kids had enough of him also. So the kids came over there. The one down here, let me highlight it for you so y'all can see it. Where's my trusty whiteboard? Boom. This kid right here got up, walked over here to the table, and pulled the table back. And somebody came over here and pulled this side of the table back so they could have free reign to mess that boy up. Watch. He gets up and they move the table back. Isn't that something? So everybody sees this. Everybody's sitting there chilling, watching it, not paying it no attention. They clearly don't care about him. Nobody does. I don't know if you consider throwing food to be an attack, but they hopped on him as if like that boy was throwing knives or books or bricks at somebody. That many people needed to restrain him for what? Look at that. That's ridiculous. All those people just walking around like ain't nothing going on. All that over a sandwich. I'm going to let this play out. If y'all would, click that thumbs up. Please get us to 500 thumbs up so more people can know that we're showing this live. Yes, this many dudes. And again, there's no audio, so I'm going to just let it play out. They're just watching it. Right, correct. Can y'all see that clear enough? And they consider this to be part of their protocol. You throw food and big old huge adults come and sit on your chest, restricting your breathing. Apparently that's protocol. And those are, at least a couple of those dudes were real big guys. Like they looked like they was a good 6'3", 6'5". More people coming over. Ain't nobody trying to stop them. That's crazy. For the people who are here and the people who are listening, there's no audio. I'm just straight up just showing the video. Letting y'all watch it. If y'all would, 20 more people, click that thumbs up. If y'all can, get us to 500. Nobody cares. Look at that. Everybody just walking off. The one boy that stuff was being thrown at him looked like he was talking some crap to him and then walked on off. All that time, y'all see this? Just sitting on him. I don't know, man. I just don't see how common sense don't tell you not to do this. Somebody said he's got a minimum of 500 pounds on him. I want y'all to imagine this. I'm about a good 275 pounds at 6'3". I'm 6'3", 275. So just two of me would have made 500 pounds. That's probably more, let me see. That's probably close to about 1,000 pounds that's on him. I'm going to go ahead and cut this other side of the video off because y'all already seen what you needed to see from that side. Guys, that's probably closer to about 1,000 pounds on him. To the people in the chat, if you just got here, I left the DVR function on, so all you got to do is just click the button and drag it backwards, and you'll be able to watch some of the news videos, and that'll kind of get you up to speed as to what we're actually talking about if you missed it. So that way I don't have to repeat anything that I've said. That's easily 1,000 pounds on him. Keep in mind, I'm giving them credit for being 250. I'm 275. At least two of me would be over 500 pounds. That'd be what, 550? Two of me would be 550. So I just wanted to say that because I thought your example was a good example, but I wanted to really bring it into perspective to let y'all know how much weight was being put on him. About 1,000 pounds on your chest. So I want y'all to think about this. I want y'all to imagine, I don't know if any of y'all have ever lifted weights before. Oh, Lord, now he's dead. Gee, oh, my God. Oh, man. The video just cut. I don't know if y'all noticed that. I'm going to back that up so y'all can see how the video jumped. They might have held him longer than that. Watch this jump in the video. Watch this. I just noticed that. Y'all see that? There was a jump in the video. 12 minutes in. Let's back it up some. Right here. Watch this. Watch this jump in the video. Let me set my bookmark. Watch this jump in the video. Watch this. Y'all see that? Watch this. Boom, and there was a jump. Why was there a big old jump in there like that? From here to there. Do they think we're stupid or something? Why did the video just jump right there? I'm going to back this up even a little further. Watch this, about 10 seconds and it's going to jump. Right there. Y'all saw that? Let me see, let me get a little bit closer. Okay, about right there. Let me delete this cue point right there. All right, I'm gonna let it play. Watch it jump. Watch the video jump. About right there. Y'all saw that. I'm gonna just let it play. Right here. Right there. And the video jumped. So let me put this into perspective. Yeah, that has to be an edit. So I want to know what they edited. And let me say this. Let me say this. Imagine if you've ever been in a weight room, if you've ever lifted weights. I want y'all to imagine. If they say that you should be able to bench press your own weight. So that means for me, I would have to bench press. Well, back in the day, I was bench pressing about 250. So let's just say if it's hard enough for you to be able to bench press your own weight, imagine somebody putting 3 or 4 times that amount of weight on you. And imagine if somebody put 1,000 pounds worth of weight on you with a bar, it just set it on your chest, and you mean to tell me that you'd be able to breathe with 1,000 pounds sitting on your chest? And no way to get it off of you? I think the bench press example is probably the best example. Look at that. They're just looking at him. Oh my goodness. I need to back that up. Oh my goodness. I might have to cut this off on the replay. Even though this is edited, that's still scary looking. Look at that. Just no respect at all. Nobody doing CPR. They're just looking at him. Everybody's just looking at him. No CPR, no nothing. Man, that's sad. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. At least 10 people standing around just looking. If you ask me, I think everybody that's standing around looking needs to go to jail. Look at that. Y'all want to count them up? Let's count all the people who are just standing and watching and not doing anything. Because I think if you see something and you don't do anything like this, that should be a crime too. That's a crime. A real live crime. Let's look at this. Let's count them up. We have 1, 2, looks like a black woman, 3, man, 4, man, 5, man, 6, man, 7. So white lady, I think that's the nurse. 8, I guess that's a woman. There's another person. 9, 10, 11. That are all standing right here while he's on the ground right here. This looks like I'm writing up a football play or something. $11 people. It's about 12 people. I counted 11 right here in this moment. Just standing around looking at him. Why are they even just staring and looking at him? Nothing about the human psyche tells you that this is normal for you to just look at somebody. Well, he laying there, he ain't breathing, he ain't saying that, he dead. So let's just stare at him, I guess. Just what? Whether you're mad at him or not, why would you just sit there and just stare at him? I know killers and gangbangers that ain't gonna just sit there and just stare at a dead body. Hello? Hello? Killers and gangbangers don't even stand there staring at a body like that. Oh my goodness. Just standing around. Nobody tries to rush him to the ambulance. No CPR. No nothing. God, dog, man. That makes me sick to my stomach to look at that. Yeah, the video jumped a few times. Man. Damn. I know people want to get mad, but I'm going to tell y'all this. The people you should get mad at, in all honesty, is his family. He should have never been there. He should have never been there. I say blame his family. Blame his dad for being a jailbird. And his mama passing away in her sleep. I mean, there ain't nothing she could do about that. But he had no family and no cousins, no uncles, no aunties. Nobody came to claim him when his parents died. Not even like the what do they call that? The godfather or godmother? That's exactly what a godmother and a godfather are for. And so that way, if one of the parents happen to pass away or both of them pass away, then that's where the godparents step in. I don't know if y'all know that. That's not just a cute little title that somebody gives you. What you're doing is you're vowing to take care of this kid if something happens to the parents. Am I telling the truth? So now that they made sure he was good and dead, now they're going to act like they're doing all this CPR. He's good and dead. They made absolute positive there was no chance of recovery. They made sure there was no chance to save him. That boy had oxygen in his body. Let me see. This video is almost 20 minutes long. So at least for 16, 17 minutes of this video, he didn't have any breath in his body. And nobody still seems to be in a panic at all. I think what they're doing is they wanted to make sure that he was good and dead. And yes, the video jumped again. I saw that. They want to make sure he was good and dead. Then wanted to play like, yeah, we tried to save him. That's my personal opinion. I'm not going to even show her video. But let me give you guys my closing thoughts. Oh, no, don't delete that comment. That comment, I got what you were saying, Crestline Iceberg. You were saying at least he'll be reunited with his mom. Yes, because his mom has passed away. I understood what you were saying. Maybe that message got deleted by accident. Is this being investigated? Yes, it is, Chantel. It's being more than investigated. All three of those people have been arrested. And I think they should have arrested everybody that stood around. Everybody that stood around and watched, that saw it and didn't say anything, should also be under arrest as well. Every single one of them, at least 8 to 10 people should have been arrested, not just 3 people. But my allergies are starting to act up. Let me give my closing thoughts. I said it earlier, and I'll say this again, is I believe that the real failure comes in on the level of the parents, because Cornelius or Corn should have never have been in this facility, because he never should have been a ward of the state, and he never should have had no family that was there to claim him. There was no family there to claim him, but all of a sudden we get to talking about $100 million lawsuit, and now family wants to rush in and come in and talk about, we want answers and we want justice. No, they want money. They want the benefits that they can collect from that lost soul. And I think every single dime of that money should not go to a lawyer, should not go to anything, to anybody. That money should be put up into scholarship funds in the name of Cornelius Fredericks for children who are wards of the state, children who are in his type of position, to be able to go to college. Take that money and put it into a scholarship fund so that they can go to college for free. Nobody else deserves that money at all for what these idiots did to him, and the fact that his entire family lineage failed him because nobody wanted him. They didn't care about him then. I don't want to hear about them coming out now talking about they care about him, because it's a lie and it sucks. And this situation should have never have happened. And I hope that the people listening to me will listen with an open mind and an open heart and understand where I'm coming from, is that we advocate for children first, that he should have never have been cared so little about that he ended up in this situation. And yes, most kids who end up in these situations are going to act out because they're not used to having anybody who shows them any type of love, and they don't believe that anybody cares about them. So yes, they get depressed, they start to care less about life, and that's why they start to act up, which is why it's so important and so crucial for us not to bite off more than we can chew, and not to procreate recklessly and bring more kids into this world that we cannot take care of and that we do not have life insurance for. If people can't afford to have life insurance, they should not be parents. They should not have kids. They should not be getting pregnant. They probably maybe shouldn't even be having sex if they don't understand that that's the type of thing that comes with it, is that you have to be that level of responsible for your procreation. This is another sad example of a child, of a kid, of a young man who got used, and everybody took advantage of him and nobody appreciated him. He should have been appreciated and loved when he was a baby, but he wasn't. Let me say this. Cornelius Fredericks, age 16. We hope you rest in peace, young man. And if there are any more updates, we'll update you guys as far as what happens in the court cases. This is your boy DJ Just Jay with the AFC, where we advocate for children first. From my heart to yours, I love you guys. Make sure you continue to like, share, and subscribe, and support what we do here as we speak for these children first. We never should get to this point. We get to the root of the issue, and that's how we fix our problems before they become issues like this. Thank you guys so much.
Nora's Authentic Designer has some of the most glamorous and stylish handbags your girl has ever seen. So ladies, if you want to get fly, and fellas, if you want to take care of your lady, please be sure to go to www.noras915.com. www.noras915.com. That's right, www.noras915.com.
Hello listeners, come mask up with Keyline Designs, where you reap what we sow. We offer essential handcrafted face masks made with 100% cotton, equipped with a built-in filter and a slot for refillable filters. Our masks have many uses, like riding motorcycles, ATVs, while out in public places, outside exercising, lawn and gardening, and helps prevent the spread of germs. We offer bling, sports logos, monograms, many assorted fabrics and colors. We make child-sized masks starting at the age of 2. Come join us today for the launch of our new website at keylinedesigns.com. Please be sure to like and follow our page on Facebook. Our links can be found in the description box of this video. Thank you.